Welcome to Bankside Cuisine. Today we're going to be cooking a superb little chili, salt and pepper pork belly with a nice vegetable fried rice. Let's make a start. Right, let me talk you through the ingredients. I've got some nice little fillets of pork belly there. I've just marinated those up. We've got some chili flakes, we've got some rock salt, some black pepper, and then some dried parsley. So mix those together and then really patted it down on a plate and made sure that the whole of the pork belly is nicely covered. Put them into a little poly bag underneath and just let them marinate. Did that a day before I've come fishing, so that way you can make sure that the flavours really go all the way through. If you haven't got time for that, you can buy similar products ready-made at your local supermarket. So just pick a pack of those up and bring them with you. To go with that, I've got some lime and coriander rice. Now we're using the micro rice as I normally do. It's already cooked, so you don't have to go to the whole hassle of cooking the rice. I've got some chopped coriander, some spring onions, some baby sweet corn and some red onions. So first of all, I'm going to turn the stove on to a medium heat and I'm just going to let that heat through before we put some oil in the pan. Right, the pan's heating through, so all we're going to do is just a little drizzle. I've got some rapeseed oil here, that's just going to go into the pan. You can use your favourite oil like this. It's locally sourced from me, so it's from a farm not that far down the road. So there you go, that oil's heating up nicely. Now I've put a little bit of oil in there, as you can see. What that's going to do is actually, as the pork belly cooks, it's just going to draw that bit of fat and the flavour out into that, which is then going to cook through the vegetables and the rice and just help to season everything. So first in the pan, and you can hear that sizzling already. In goes our 2 pieces of pork belly. Now that's going to be cooking for about 2-3 minutes on each side. I'll just keep turning it over. Remember, if you cook it all on one side and then flip it over, the meat can be quite tough. What you want to do is just keep turning that and it'll just spend a minute on each side, and then it just allows the top that's already cooked just to rest ever so slightly. And then before you flick it back over, and you'll actually get a much more tender finished product. So as you can see there, that pork belly's nicely starting to caramelise over. It's the same on both sides. We just keep turning it over. What we're now going to do is actually add the onions and the sweet corn. So we want the red onions and the sweet corn to that pan. Right, so you can see the caramelisation on those onions. That's cooked, all of that oil's been absorbed in. The flavour's been taken in as well by that veg. So the next into the pan, we're going to add the spring onions, and this rice. Now the rice is already flavoured with lime and coriander. You can use plain rice, brown rice, basmati rice, whatever you like. I just wanted to use this one for the flavours. It'll go really, really well with that crispy chili pork. Pork is there, we're just going to keep turning that over, and that's really coming along nicely. So we've got all those flavours, that nice caramelisation. You can see there where the fat is, it's just nicely coloured, nicely caramelised up. Not burnt, we haven't got it on a high heat, so it's not actually burning everything. It's just using those natural sugars in the meat, and also the salt there just to create that caramelisation. Just finish this through now. While that's cooking, we're just going to add in that coriander that's there. So even though the rice is flavoured with coriander, I just want to put a bit of fresh in there. That's going to give it a really, really nice fragrant taste. Right, so all of the rice is cooked through, the veg is cooked, that pork belly, it's nice and firm to the touch. So when I touch it, it springs back. Now that means that that pork belly's cooked through. If you press it and it holds that shape and it holds your thumbprint or your fingerprint, then it's not ready to be eaten, okay? It's still undercooked. But you can see that as soon as I press it down, it springs back and the juices come to the top of the meat. So this is good to serve. So all that's left to do now is get this on a plate and eat it. And there we go. Beautifully finished, nice little chili and salt peppered pork with a nice little vegetable rice, flavoured with coriander and lime. What could be nicer to eat on the bank than that on a summer's day?